What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 173 of Park to Prem here with Town or Town. My word, the series numbers, they're getting a little bit high now, aren't they? It kind of hit me recently as I looked at this game and this date, actually. The 26th of December, 2036. We really are in the future at this point, aren't we? It's a little bit crazy. And well, today we've got a live com double header. We've got West Ham United, who sit rock bottom, and then we have Manchester United, who sit rock second. It's not an expression. They've only lost one game all year. It was against Man City. So it's not going to be an easy game for us. And as you can see here, these two matches just 2 days apart. Hopefully it's going to be a season of good cheer, I suppose, over the Christmas break for us. So anyway, first things first, let's talk about the games since you were last here, because there have been a few, and well, you can see them here. 5 matches in total. We started things off with a game against Aston Villa, an Aston Villa team who are newly promoted to the Premier League, but have been causing a lot of issues for various teams. The good news is for us, we managed to get through this game unscathed. Shvetsov with the first in this game in the 18th minute. They did reply almost immediately, a bit of a scrappy goal really, but nevertheless, they managed to get it over the line somehow. Shvetsov, however, was not going to take that, and he wasn't going to take it without a fight. He got a second goal for himself in the 55th minute, and then in the last 10 minutes, as Villa went on the attack, as they committed a few men further up the pitch, we were able to get the ball to Claudio Cancina, and he's like a little fox in the box with the ball in the air, on the ground, wherever it may be. He just seems to find a way to find into the back of the net, the little Argentine. And well, to be honest, he's had a pretty good start to this year. 6 goals in 8 appearances in the league, an average rating of 7.41 across all competitions. And I mean, when you look at him, it feels a little bit mad to see this profile and then realise he doesn't even start regularly for us as a nailed-on starter. The strength that we have in our squad has reached ridiculous levels, in truth. Anyway, the next game we had was against Lyon, and we already knew we were through the Champions League, so I took a little bit of a gamble in this game and rotated things, and well, it paid out, really. Turnbull with the first in this game. An interesting goal, this one. His initial effort hit the woodwork. It fell straight back to him. He was the fastest to react, to took the goal away. Alex Boyo then getting his first ever senior goal for the club. A big moment for him. Lots of youngsters playing in this match against Lyon. And well, unfortunately for us, going 2 goals up, you may think, oh, we can relax now, get the clean sheet. Nah, we didn't get the clean sheet. Wilson Rolo, I was about to say Rojo, but no, it's definitely Rolo, like the chocolate sweets. He scored for them, unfortunately, and 2-1 is how it finished. You can see when you look through the squad list, this was a very rotated team. Players like Sammy Tanella starting, Kevin Deacon getting game time as well. As mentioned, Boyo scoring what I believe is his first ever senior goal for the first team. And well, look at this level of improvement. Recently made a change in his training to start training him as a complete wing-back on the right. His crossing lets him down, but besides that, to be honest, he looks ready-made to play as a wing-back as far as I'm concerned. Really like this guy. 18 passing, fantastic technique. So good with the ball at his feet. Kind of very excited to see how he gets on, taking on this new role in the team. If we just look at him as a complete wing-back, so much is ticked. I guess his flair could do with being a little bit better. His crossing has improved significantly. Ultimately, he's 19. He is going to be 20 in just a couple of weeks' time, but from this position, I just feel like wing-back is his future. Going to be interesting to see how he gets on playing that role for us. Anyway, following on from that game against Lyon, we took on Liverpool. Not an easy game by any means, but with a rotated team played in the previous fixture, you probably would have backed us to get the win here. And well, unfortunately for us, we took the lead twice at home, and we threw away the lead twice at home. Both goals this game coming through Mike Frost, turning up in the big games, in the big moments. He got us off to a flyer in the 12th minute. Graham Gleed, however, got a equaliser just 7 minutes later, and well, at that point I thought the goals were going to continue to fly in, and especially when then Mike Frost added his second of the game to make it 2-1, you wondered, oh my word, how high can the goal scoring get? The answer was there'd only be one more goal, and it was ultimately Liverpool from the penalty spot. Abubakar Sissoko with it, tucking it into the bottom corner. 2-2 it finished. Not the best of results, but you know what? We are still unbeaten. We've still not lost in the league this year, and I will hold on to that for as long as I can. Anyway, the next game we had was against Grimsby. It was a grim affair for Grimsby Town. They were playing at Blundell Park, which, fun fact, I've scored from the halfway line at that ground. That's a piece of WorkTheSpace trivia for you. But yeah, further happy memories forged on the ground in this game. 4-1 it finished. They're a League One team. It wasn't very fair. It was a miracle they made it this far. No other championship team in the competition. You can see elsewhere, Brighton knocked out Manchester United, Chelsea made it through against Norwich, and Sheffield United dispatched of Newcastle United very comfortably. But we are in a semi-final there. We've been drawn against Sheffield United, which you would back us to do well in. Most recently, however, we took on Arsenal 3-0 it finished, and a crazy game this one, if only for the fact that the second goal was just bizarre. Shvetsov scored in the first 6 minutes of this game, a crazy goal-scoring record. In the previous 5 matches, we have scored inside the first 20 minutes. We start fast. Anyway, we got that first goal, and then Cesar was given a gift. I'm not sure what the keeper was doing. Answers on a postcard if you know what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to catch it rather than punch it. Either way, he dealt with it horrifically, and then not long later, Shvetsov from the penalty spot, continuing on with his superb goal-scoring form. 10 league goals for him, 21 in all competitions. He's pretty blooming good, is the Russian. And, hopefully he's going to be able to deliver the goods, I suppose, in the coming games, because we go into this little run of games, 2 games in 2 days, knowing that a rotated team is necessary. And with that in mind, we're going to select the rotated team preset. And so this is the squad that we're going to play with today. You can see here it's going to be Morrigan in goal, of course, fully fit and raring to go. 11 clean sheets in 17 in the league. Not bad at all. In the centre-back positions, we're going to go with Craig Austin, who is continuing to show absolutely nutty development. 19 years old, now a regular starter for the England national team at centre-back. He's going to be playing alongside Markowski. Surprising, actually, how similar these two players are. You could make the argument that Austin is just a slightly more well-rounded player, whereas Markowski, a little bit quicker, a little bit more of a spring in his step, and a little more switched on mentally. Nevertheless, 2 pretty similar players, and an extremely good duo to have as your second choice centre-backs, I think it's fair to say. In front of them, we're going to have Leskinen continuing to feature in the team here and there. So far, when we've given him the opportunities, he's really taken them. More of that today, please, Jarno. Our left back, it's going to be Sammy Tanella, a player who's been getting some fairly regular football since returning to the team. You can see 8 league appearances to his name, a very good average rating, really, and showing loads of sign of development. What an incredible player this is. Another product of the Town Academy, recently capped for the French national team. The future looks bright, doesn't it? I mean, the future's looked bright for about a decade here at Tower, but it continues to look brighter, I suppose. At right back, we're going with Kevin Deacon. Fairly standard swap there. He's been our second choice right back for the best part of half a decade at this point. Anyway, in midfield, we go with Matasevic. What more can you say about this man? What more can you... He's insane. The level of development that he has shown and continues to show even in his mid-20s is surprising. It just feels like he's just getting better and better, and he still hasn't really hit his potential yet. The ceiling is very much the limit for Ilya. Alongside him, we're going to go with Remy Chalet, the Frenchman, getting a good, strong chemistry link, I guess, with Tanel, the 2 French players there. If this was FIFA, it's not FIFA, though, so there is no chemistry. In the same way there is in FIFA, at least. There is some degree of team cohesion. I'm sure the fact they're both French feeds into it, but he's absolutely insane. And up top, a little bit of a weird one here. I'm going to move Turnbull into the middle, I think, but we'll play with Dylan Turnbull down the middle. 11 goals for him in only 8 starts and 8 sub-appearances. It's very, very impressive. To his left, we're going to go with Claudio Cancina, the man, the myth, the legend. And on the right, a chance for a man to make a name for himself. It's going to be Guy Ford, who has featured infrequently in the first team across various competitions, showing some good signs of development. Of course, last year was on loan at Burnley, where he didn't really shine. Today, he's going to get an opportunity to make his Premier League debut in Town colours. We will see how he gets on. We are taking on West Ham. They are bottom of the league. We are rotating our team. QS to inevitably now lose this game, I suppose. But no, hopefully... we're going to go into this game confidently, put in a confident performance, and come out the other end with 3 points and some momentum going into the next game. You may have caught it there if we just look at the opposition real quick. They've got Roberto Gonzalez up front for them, our former man, sold to them for £60 million. He's got 7 goals in 16. Not a bad return. It would be very much in the script for him to score against us today. Of course, we've got Craig Austin playing for us, who came from West Ham just this summer. So I suppose we traded players in a weird way. Austin going for slightly more money to us, but nevertheless, 2 players familiar with the opposition for either team. Who is going to win that battle? Is it going to be Gonzalez as their striker or Austin as our centre-back? I guess stay tuned and find out, as Matasevic, over the ball, in the pouring rain, can he deliver the pain? Oh my word, the keeper... with some interesting goalkeeping. I'm not sure what just happened there. Either way, he's caught it eventually. I think at the second time of asking, West Ham live to fight another day. And well, 20 minutes gone, no goal, time to get shouty, but not before we're perhaps going to need to do some defending as Unvar whips it in back post. Matovic gets away to Draper, mad scramble in the box, and well, Jason Mickleborough gets West Ham ahead. Only 2 shots in their game, but I think they were both the shots there, to be honest. One was a clear-cut chance, one was a half chance. Ultimately, Jason has found the back of the net, and well, when the ball's initially whipped in here and Matovic wins the header, you think we're going to be okay, and Morgan makes a monumental effort to make the first stop with some quick reflexes. Unfortunately, he cannot react quickly enough to the second effort, and they take the lead, and now the pressure mounts. What kind of character does our B team have? Let's find out. Jarno Leskinen to Sammy Tanella, Chalet, now with Cancina. He dribbles inside, he hits it. I mean, Claudio Cancina, you bully, you mean man. We let West Ham have the lead for about 7 minutes. Claudio Cancina reminds us that we're not a charity case. We don't give away wins, even if you are rock bottom of the league. And, well, Chalet's going to get the assist here. But make no mistake, this is entirely Cancina's goal. Cuts inside, hits it on his right foot. Keeper gets half a hand to it. Half a hand is not a full hand, though, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. Good little goal. Nice to see Cancina getting a goal from the wide area. And, well, maybe the momentum is with us now as Leskinen whips it in. On this occasion, Villacampa does get a full hand to it. He holds on. Going to drop it and well, boot it long from the deck. Gonzalez dribbling forward here. Need to get in a tackle. Don't let him whip the ball in. He's good creatively. It's a nice block. Sammy Tanella and Gonzalez having a straight foot race there. Gonzalez winning it on that occasion. And well, West Ham switching it over to this left-hand side. Could be a bit of pressure on Deacon. Ball into Gonzalez, our former man. Very generously gives it straight to Morgan as if they were teammates. And he was just passing the ball back to his keeper saying, here you go, you can deal with it from the back now. It's a let-off though for sure. That's a clear-cut chance we really don't want to see. Looking at how this game's played out in the first half, we've been the better team in terms of just quantity of shots. But in terms of quality, we have not been good enough in this game, and I'm going to let the players know that. It's time to get a little bit shouty, lads. What are we doing here? Please step it up in the second half. 40 minutes left to get a winner in this game. And, well, I want to say a winner and then some would be more than enough. Dylan Turnbull on a 6.5 after an hour is going to come off. We're going to take off Guy Ford as well. It's going to be the Shvetsov and Mike Frost show. Elsewhere in the pitch, a few disappointing performances, but we're going to hold on to our subs, I think. We'll let this highlight play out before I start shouting too much. But Deacon to Matovic. Matovic switches the play over to his left-hand side. Sammy Tanella keeps it in. Can he pull it across? He can. Frost there at the back post. Hits the outside of the post. Oh, a good opportunity for us. And well, straight into another highlight as we demand more. Are we going to be given more? Are we going to be given a bigger portion from our players? We need it. And well, Markovski, not in a rush, goes straight back to Morgan. Ball dinked forward. Remy Chalet with it to Sammy Tanella. Love the French players, just satisfying names to say really. Matovic now with it. Options on his right. Really nice build-up play here. Beautiful passing play. Kevin Deacon, oh my word. I thought he was about to smash it into the top corner. In the end, he smashed it over, unfortunately for us. With 25 minutes left, I'm going to take the risk and go attacking. I want the win. I don't want to just go unbeaten and draw a load of games. I want to win as many games as we can. And if that means risking our unbeaten run to go on the attack, so be it. Chalet whips in, headed away. Matovic back into the danger area. Back to Cancina. 1 goal to his name already. And, well, really nice build-up play here. Austin against his former club. Can he pull it across? He doesn't, but Chalet has it. He puts in. Shvetsov's efforts blocked. That was a clear-cut chance. The first of the game for us. It's dealt with, but straight into another highlight. The back-to-back highlights are strong today. Deacon with it. Cuts inside to Shvetsov. Oh, I thought he was going to get it over the keeper's head. Unfortunately, he's clutched hold of it, Villacampa. And, well, look at those shots. 20 blooming shots. 1 goal. Not exactly acceptable, is it? But let's give the players the benefit of the doubt. We're on the attack again. Cancina, Frost, Cancina, Chalet. This is really nice build-up play. Now is Sammy Tanella. Along the ground to Chalet. Back with Tanella. Loads of space. Whips in Shvetsov. What a beautiful, 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 beautiful goal. That was delicious. Sammy Tanella with a beautiful ball in from the left. I'm going to use the word beautiful a lot. It was sexy. The build-up play was patient. The passing was calculated. Love this little 1-2 here. Gives Tanella so much space. No pressure on him as he puts the ball in. And he picks out Shvetsov perfectly. Who guides his header in to the top corner. And well, that will do us. We should probably go down to positive now that I think about it. But 15 minutes left. Time to demand more. Could we get one more? Just make it comfortable. They've already scored one, so can't put it past them. And well, that'll do me. Andrei Shvetsov on off the bench. Welcome, Andrei. I won't rotate the team too much more, but it's good to see you in form for this game against United that's coming up. And nice to see Leskinen get an assist as well. Doing what he does, his set pieces into the back post. Shvetsov, 3 West Ham defenders under that ball, but of course the Russian is just the man who's going to get there because that's what he does. You can put 10 players on Shvetsov, he will still somehow be the man who wins the ball in the air. Doesn't have the craziest jumping reach, doesn't have the best, heading or anything like that really. He's just big and physical, and it just feels like he's always getting the ball when it's in the box, to be honest, and 3-1 it finishes. Cannot argue with that one little bit. That makes me feel good about what's to come. Not a bad impact sub by myself. 34 games unbeaten. That is all the way back to when we lost to Manchester City on January 24th. Was it 24th? Let's not misquote it, Jack. Let's get the correct date. Our last defeat was on it was on January the 16th. I'm thinking because the winning run started on the 26th, but we are just 2 weeks away, there or thereabouts, from an unbeaten calendar year in all competitions in 90 minutes. I have to say those 2 caveats because we have lost 2 penalty shootouts and it suddenly doesn't sound quite as impressive. But no, it's not been a bad year, has it, at Tower Town? And you can see here, the great news is no injuries to speak of going into this Manchester United game. And because of the rest we've just been able to give our players, pretty confident that we're going to be able to come into this this Manchester United game at home and get a result. I think I've got City on my mind because we've played them the last 2 episodes, and it really is just the 2 Manchester clubs giving us the real tests right now. Will be interesting to see how they perform in the next couple of games. Or not the next couple of games, the next couple of continues rather, because we did just have the morning kickoff. How are they going to get on? Manchester United scrape by with a win, Man City winning as well comfortably. We now cast our eyes over to Chelsea, whom, I don't know if they've got rid of Frank Lampard yet. They've still not got rid of him. They're still under a board takeover as well. How did they just get on that continue? They did win, 2-1, scraping by. You can see here, we are so far ahead of the pack. 11 points ahead of Man City at this point, and Manchester United. An opportunity to stretch that lead over United further here as well. Meanwhile, Chelsea, 18 points behind us at the halfway point. It's quite a nice looking league. The mad thing is, the fact that our current form is not as good as Liverpool's was in real life. You kind of look at our form here and go, wow, that's incredible. At this point in real life, I think Liverpool had slipped up once all year. 18 wins, 1 draw. Not a bad year. Not a bad year for Liverpool in real life. Imagine if teams had fallen off like they have in this save game. Manchester United and Man City, whilst they are second and third, have been way off the pace. They just can't quite match our standard, I suppose. It is worth noting that we are approaching the transfer window, so there may be a little bit of business to be done. I mean, we've got 100 odd million. And I'll tell you what, something that's definitely worth mentioning just before I forget, because this is big. I did tweet out about this at WorkTheSpace. If you're not following me there, what are you doing? We had these 2 bids come in. Barcelona made an offer of £156 million for Norman. And then 6 minutes later, they made another offer for Kaiser of pretty much the same amount. Yes, Barcelona coming in with 2 £300 million, the combined cost of £300 million bids. One, Mike Frost, you could say. You can see here, they didn't spend a load in the summer, although they did take Soretta off us, of course, for £60 million. Have they had like a takeover or a new president takeover? Okay, they had a new president take over. I wonder if he promised some big signings. That was on the 25th of December, and these dealings were on the 25th as well. I guess Mr. Chairman wanted his big landmark signings taken over. But yeah, Steve Norman's not going anywhere. He's just world class, absolutely insane. World class doesn't really cover how good he is now. He's one of the world's best players. And to be fair, I say that like Kaiser isn't world class. They're both nuts. Is the kind of long and short of it. There's a reason why they were both on the receiving end of £150 million bids. Usually a sign that people are quite good is when they're getting offers that big. But anyway, let's continue a little bit more. We've got the second game of today's episode coming up. We are taking on Manchester United. Hopefully we're going to be able to get a result here. I will use just this downtime here just as a little reminder. We are live on Twitch this evening, so if you're watching this video the first day it's up, or maybe you're watching in a year's time, maybe the year's 2021, I hope you're not stuck in your houses like we are at the moment. If you are, you may want to check Twitch anyway. We will probably still be live streaming in a year, I would like to believe. And who knows, maybe if the world and the universe does its thing, we'll be live at the time that you happen to click on the link down below. But anyway, let's get into this game. We're taking on Manchester United. We're at home. Is this the early kickoff again? It is. I mean, our players are not getting their lunch at their normal time at the moment. I would like to issue an apology to them. But this is the team that we're going to go with. The 2 false nines is what we've been experimenting with lately. I do feel like it works better than when we were playing Frost previously as a complete forward. The false nines do a lot of work defensively, and I really like how they drop into the midfield a lot. Obviously, we have a lot of movement that comes from the wing-backs on the overlap, but also the Mazzala and the kind of, I guess, companion centre-mid who plays, usually as an advanced playmaker or previously as a centre-mid on attack. Kind of experimented a little bit. But no, I really like the way that Frost and Norman or Cancina, when they're there, drop in. They're players who are pretty good from a creative perspective, very, well-rounded. And that definitely shows when it comes to what they're able to contribute with this new kind of system with the double false nine either side of Shvetsov in the middle. Anyway, whilst I'm rambling on about how great our tactics are, you would not know that based off this first half's action. It's 38 minutes in. We've not had a highlight. It's a classic, everyone. I mean, it can only get better in the second half, I suppose. I'm trying to remember. When we met them previously in the league, was it 0-0 then as well? I have a sneaking suspicion it was. Let's have a quick peek. It was, right? Because I did it in a video and I remember it. It was 0-0. I mean, we've not had a goal in 135 minutes of football against Manchester United. Could it come in the last 45 minutes of it? Let's find out, I suppose. I mean, something's got to give at some point, right? There has to come a moment where one of the teams finds a breakthrough, and while we've finally got a highlight, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Norman with it. He's sliding around. It's like he's not got an animation for how much he's moving. To Kaiser, Andre. Can we get it over onto the right-hand side, maybe? Frost is lurking back post. Oh, my word. Wasn't quite into the bottom corner his effort, but I tell you what, Alvin John in goal is a bloody good goalkeeper. There's a reason he's England's #1. There's a reason why he's always right up there with the clean sheets alongside Morrigan, and it turns out he's quite a good keeper. Anyway, I'm going to make a double change here. Frost and Norman I've been underwhelmed with, so we're going to bring in Cancina on the left striker position, Turnbull on the right, and you know what, Holman on a booking, let's get you off, let's get in Matasevic. Just a injection of fresh legs into the midfield, and straight into a highlight. I'm a tactical genius if this pays off. Vincent, bringing it forward, Matasevic fresh off the bench, Turnbull's there, I will take all the credit, just patting myself on the back. Good job, Jack. Good job. Dylan Turnbull playing on wide on the right. I wouldn't say he's the ideal false nine, but you can definitely do a job there. And Matasevic whips it in. Turnbull just drops off his man superbly. I've got to say, Wolf, the guy playing for Manchester United, I have to... the man who Turnbull has just beat in the air is this guy. He's one of the world's best defenders, and whilst his perhaps weakness is his weakness in the air, he is a hyper-intelligent player who reads the ball well. But I'll tell you what, Turnbull reads it that little bit better. He's a bit more fluent in the language of football, is Dylan Turnbull. It's a fact. You can't argue with it. Can we get another? Vincent whips it in, headed away. But only as far as Andre, who hits it into the bottom corner. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Dare I say that's game over right there and then. Manchester United need a monumental turnaround. They've only had 5 shots in the whole game and only 3 of them have been on target. I'm not even sure where you could realistically say a goal is coming from for them. And well, in front of the gazebo, Andre just tucks into the bottom corner. Could have really picked a better spot to stick it in, to be honest. It wasn't the most ferocious of long-range efforts, but he just picked his corner, put it there, Alvin John, unable to get across. I mean, go on, let's humiliate them. Why not? A bit of embarrassment, please. Hazard with it, switches the play to Matasevic. Lovely passing here, it's got to be said. Some really nice goals against not Man City, against West Ham. Could we add another to our collection here? Kind of got Man City on the brain at the moment. I think I'm just thinking about the fact that they are now realistically the one team that can catch us at the top of the table should we win here. All eyes will be on the Champions League, where you may have caught an eye of it, you may not have done. In the Champions League, we've been drawn against Borussia Dortmund. I mean, that's tantalising, isn't it? That's an exciting fixture to look forward to. Obviously, not got the craziest record, at least in recent years, against German clubs. Think back to the Bayern Munich, first knockout round last year when we met them. At the same point, we're going to be meeting Dortmund. Was not ideal, and well, they've got a goal here. Jack, head in the game. Stop getting complacent. Get shouty. It was actually quite a nice goal. The highlight dragged on for so long, I wasn't convinced anything was really going to happen. But you can see here, our defensive shape kind of just got pulled apart, and well, Navas just tucks it in the end. You can't really leave a man unmarked inside the 6-yard box and then be surprised when he scores, as it turns out. Anyway, Vincent gives it to Kaiser. Back with Vincent. Now with Matasevic. Back heels it to Vincent. I'll tell you what, Matasevic and Vincent, they've got a little understanding going on. And well, I thought for a second Vincent was going to bang it home. Unfortunately, John holds on to it. But is that the highlight? Don't be silly. There's more to this than that, surely. Matasevic to Andre. Options ahead. Kaiser is one of them. So is Mateus Aurelio. Bit isolated on his own, but able to square it nicely to Kaiser. Matasevic, Turnbull. Lovely build-up play. What an immense goal that is. Some of the football we have played this season is some of the best football I've seen in Football Manager this year. And I think the false nines really play a role in that. The way they're able to just drop into space. You could see even there, Turnbull starts to open a pass. But this ball by Matasevic is absolutely insane. To pick out his man there is just top drawer, and Turnbull takes it home. Not a bad impact sub, it turns out, Dylan Turnbull. Did not get his fair share of opportunities last season due to the fact we were playing a 2-striker system. With this 3-striker system, with us having 5 world-class strikers, he gets his fair share of opportunities. And you know what? He's more than taken them this year. Although I've kind of poo-pooed Wolf and how good he is in the air. He has just scored a header against us. It's like Football Manager knows. It's like the game knows. Keith Wolf scores. 3-2 now. And, a bit of a nervy, perhaps, last 5 minutes. Let's just get shouty. 2 minutes left. I should have done that shout sooner. It's not going to make a difference. Dylan Turnbull, you big boy, on off the bench to make a difference. Much like Shvetsov was in the first game. Tiring legs, tiring minds. We capitalised on them. Andre picking up man of the match as well. I feel like Turnbull's been robbed there, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, Dylan Turnbull's back, ladies and gentlemen. If there was any doubt on his future in the first team, is he good enough to play a role for us? 1 goal in 14 last year, 7 in 11 this year. Welcome back, Dylan. Welcome back. In his 11th season at the club now. That's nuts to think about, isn't it? It's his 10th season actually playing regular football. He was generated 11 years ago. 125 league goals he reached with that result there, and that is decent. I feel like decent's a bit of an understatement. Beyond good. Beyond good. Not good with my adjectives. Let's see what happens here anyway. A few fairly big games. Do Man City play tomorrow? They do. Right, we'll mash continue a couple of times. Why not? Chelsea losing to Sheffield United. That is a big result. Not entirely surprising. I'm still waiting for Super Frank to lose his job. I mean, that sounds horrible to say, but I can't believe how badly Chelsea are doing. I think by virtue of the fact that they're currently under a takeover, he is surviving. Brighton, by the way, up in 4th, kind of capitalising on the fact that everyone else seems to be just screwing up completely, I suppose. They deserve a little mention for what they're achieving here. You can see Arsenal lost 2-0. Are there any other bigger results here? Tottenham, did you play? They did. They beat Arsenal. Brighton drew, unfortunately for them. But, you can see here, it's incredibly tight in the fight for 4th, and indeed the fight for Europe on the whole. There's kind of ourselves sat at the top of the pile, very comfortable, and then just a big squabble going on below. And while that squabble is going to continue quickly here, as we take a quick peek at how Birmingham City gets on against Man City. Can Birmingham do us a favour? The home, or former home, I should say, of Sammy Tanella. Or, I mean, home makes it sound like it was permanent. It was more of a hotel that we dropped him off at for a year, but we got paid to leave him there. But, I mean, what an incredible season we're having. I don't want to say the league is wrapped up, but if Man City slip up here, I would say it's as good as done. The way that we're playing, I just don't see a world in which we screw up. You can see we've got a load of contracts that I need to renew, which is always exciting. Also, some players who are on our shortlist with contracts expiring. Some of the best wonder kids of times gone by. Is there any names there that you recognise? I mean, there almost certainly is. They're all in their mid to late 30s now, which is a little bit scary and a little bit sad in a slightly bizarre way. I mean, maybe I should take a look at some of them. I mean, is Jude Bellingham any good? Has he still got anything left in the tank? 133 caps. It's mad, but with those physicals, I'm not sure any of these world-class players are quite going to fit into our world-class team, to be honest. Anyway, let's quickly see how Birmingham get on before we wrap up today's episode. Birmingham, can you get us a win? No, you get us a draw, though, which will do us absolutely fine. We are now 13 points ahead of Man City, 18 games left in the season. 2 wins today, not the most comfortable of wins, but it's, well, just good to pick up all 3 points, I suppose. We've drawn a few more games than I would like in recent memory against the likes of Liverpool and West Brom. Anyway, looking further forward to when we will be back next time. I'm going to be honest, it's tricky to pick out some games. We've had some pretty intense fixtures, but to be honest, it eases up a little bit in the coming month or so. Looking at it, I think realistically when we come back, we'll probably end up doing the Dortmund and maybe the Liverpool games, maybe just the Dortmund game. There's quite a lot to catch up on. A full January transfer window, which whilst I don't expect us to be particularly busy, you never really know in January. Sometimes you just end up doing business for the sake of it. Looking at the second leg, it's alongside a game against Man City, so that looks like a kind of appetising double header on the horizon there too. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. I really appreciate your support on the series as always. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for tuning in each and every day. You guys are awesome. And, well, hopefully I'll see you guys again tomorrow. More of the same. Shvetov scoring. We're top of the league. We're having a party. And you are all invited. I'll catch you next time. I'm out.